Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to do open water tips for beginners. It's going to be a three-part series. This is part one, where and when to swim in the open water. Hi guys, so welcome to my channel. My name is Bjorn. I'm a full-time triathlon coach living in Cork in Ireland. I work with athletes from beginner to elite, and what we're going to do today is we're going to do the part one of the three-part series of open water tips for beginners. Okay, so part one is going to be basically where and when to go open water swimming in the sea. Part two is going to be all about equipment, and then part three is going to be specific open water tips. Okay, so try and see if you can go through all of them if you can, all right? So what I would suggest you do is talk to local clubs. They will know exactly where to go and where the best spots is for open water swimming. Okay, now if you don't talk to them, you're going to go into the open water blinded. Go to swimguide.org. It's a website whereby you can see all the public beaches around the world. If you're not sure where to go, click in the local area that you think you may go, and it'll have all the information of the local beach in there. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is go to a public beach, because if you go to a public beach, there should be loads of people there, and there should be lifeguards present as well. When you do go to a public beach, there's some info boards there with all the information in terms of currents, where you can swim and where you cannot swim. So it's very important to just spend 5 minutes, just read through the guide on the information board, and it'll give you a lot of information of how and where you should be swimming. When you are ready to swim, tell the lifeguards who you are, where you are intending to swim, and for how long you are swimming as well, because that information will help them to know exactly where you are if they do not see you, to start thinking about what to do next. So what I recommend you do is never ever swim alone, because you never know, there may something happen in the open water that you don't know of, or something may happen with the currents, and then you're in big trouble. All right, so never ever swim alone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the links of all the websites that I'm mentioning on the comments below, so have a read through them, have a look at them. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So when do we go open water swimming? We can't just go anytime we want, because it may be dangerous, tides may be in, or whatever. Okay, now the website that I use for that is magicseaweed.com. So basically it tells you everything about tides, how long the waves are, how big the waves are, when you should be swimming and when you shouldn't be swimming, when it's good to swim and when it's dangerous to swim. Okay, so in a 24-hour period, there's 2 low tides and there's 2 high tides. So it's a low tide, high tide, low tide, high tide. So between the low tide and the high tide, I would recommend you can go swimming. Because what's happening is the tide is pushing the person back or pushing towards the beach. If it's going from high tide to low tide, it may, if you are going swimming, it may pull you out to sea. So a lot of people swim at high tide, which is great, but try not to swim when the tide is turning from high to low. Now it's very, very important to swim within that area, or within that time between low tide and high tide. What I find is, if you are swimming at low tide, there may be a few rocks exposed, so be careful for that, and the water may be just a little bit warmer. Okay, when you are swimming at high tide, because all the fresh water came from the sea, it may be just a little bit colder. All right, so it's a great website to get a lot of information from it. Okay, so you wouldn't see a surfer in the water at all time. When the tide starts coming in and the current starts changing, it makes big waves. So if you are thinking of swimming when it's nice and flat, it'll tell you exactly when it is, what specific time of what specific day it is to go swimming in a flat sea. Now, if you want to swim where it's a little bit choppier, you can have a look at that website as well. What we normally do is we swim from spring throughout the summer and the start of autumn. Okay, so in Europe the spring starts in May That's when I start swimming in the open water. Throughout the summer, the water gets a little bit warmer. Okay, so in May it's very cold. It can be between 8 and maybe 10 degrees. As the summer goes on, it starts going up to 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe even 16 degrees at the end of the summer. On the Magic Seaweed website, you'll find a 7 to 16 day forecast. So you have a lot of time to actually plan your open water swims. Having a few friends around, if you want to go swimming with them, it'd be good. You can give them a call if something comes up, and you can see it's nice and flat and nice and calm. Now, the one thing that you have to remember is you have to know your limits. Don't just go into the open water if you are not comfortable swimming 25, 50, even 200 meters. Okay? The open water swimming is not a place to learn how to swim. Okay? So you need to be comfortable and confident to be able to go 100, 200, 300, 400 meters on your own. Okay guys, if you want any more triathlon related stuff, just click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, and whenever there's a new video coming up, you'll get a notification and you can watch it and enjoy your open water sea swims.